Okay, we're finally leaving Gladstone, and we had an awesome breakfast this morning. The cafe just along the road from where we were staying is banging, so we had a huge breakfast there, and right out the gate it's bike trouble. So I put a nice new shiny chain on my bike. The old one was getting a bit worn. I figure let's change the chain quick so it doesn't start wearing out the other components, which are far more expensive. And now my bike ain't shifting, so it looks like I just need a bit more tension in the cable, but the barrel adjuster has got to the end of its travel, which makes this a slightly more involved job. So we've just pulled over in this park here. I've whipped off the panniers and I'm going to do a quick bit of maintenance before we get on the road. Alright, I've done some messing with it. It still doesn't feel perfect, but I freed up the barrel adjuster, put a bit more tension on it. We'll see how it goes. Over today, I guess I can keep like tweaking it from the barrel like as I'm riding, and maybe with a bit of luck that'll sort it out. Yeah, anyway, it's about time we hit the road. Okay, it looks like we're on one of these weird bike lanes that like goes into oncoming traffic. Makes me pretty uncomfortable. It's currently like 11:30 and we've only done about 6k so far. So yeah, let's get moving. Man, I did not realize how hilly it would be getting out of town. This is a super hilly area. I figured there'd just be like an escarpment up onto the table and out, but nah, it's just up and down and up and down and up and down. So anyway, it's nearly lunchtime, so we'll pull over shortly, have ourselves a cheese wrap and update. Alright, so after what feels like the most pointless hill climbing session of our trip, we're back on the highway anyway. Okay, time for an update. While we were in Gladstone, we found out that the Notorious would be mooring in Yeppoon in a week's time. The Notorious is a reproduction of a Portuguese caravel that was built in Warrnambool. These days, they sail up and down the coast of Queensland, mooring at various places along the way and charging for entry. We first heard of the Notorious when Bonnie wrote an article about the legendary mahogany ship that is alleged to have sunk on the shipwreck coast. Bonnie contacted the owners of the Notorious to ask if she could use photos of the ship in her article, as it is the same type of ship as the mahogany ship was purported to be. So with this newly discovered information, we decided that rather than ride straight to Rockhampton, we would ride a loop inland, aiming to take around a week so that we could time our arrival in Rocky with the arrival of the ship. We would ride the Dawson Highway inland, aiming for the town of Emerald, before riding back to Rockhampton on the Capricorn Highway, named for the Tropic of Capricorn that it traces from east to west. We'd been aiming to slow our progress north, and this one-week detour would certainly help. Alright, we just stopped for a break in this little pull out here. There's like I don't know, just this sort of gravelly patch at the side of the road. I think it's on Wiki Camps actually as like a potential campsite. There's a lot of old fires here and stuff, but yeah, anyway, it's the halfway point for today. And it seems there's basically nothing out here. From where we left this morning to Bilola where we're going, it's just 100k of nothing. There's no water out here, there's no shops, there's plenty of wild camping opportunities if you're coming this way. Like, that's pretty reassuring that you can basically camp almost anywhere out here. But yeah, there's nothing in terms of supplies, so yeah, be careful if you're coming out here. Alright, we're back on the road, and it looks like this is where the climbing starts. This range that we've been looking at all day, we're finally gonna have to go up and over it. I don't know if we're going up onto a shelf like with Canberra and the tablelands and all that kind of stuff, or if we just need to go up a pass and get to the other side, but here's today's challenge starting right now. Man, Man, it is hot today. This is probably the hottest weather we've experienced in quite a while. I am quite damp right now. On the plus side, this is mad that they've put this infrastructure out here that like hardly anyone's using. Like this massive highway with these crazy high embankments and stuff. There's barely any traffic out here. It seems like they've mainly put it here for the trucks going up it. So it's a nice kind of gentle gradient that they can actually manage. But yeah, it's been nowhere near as bad as we thought it would be. This has actually been a pretty decent climb. All right, we made it up the hill and into Banana Shire. And what an entrance. Banana Shire, I was just saying to Bonnie, it sounds like, Banana Shire sounds like where Donkey Kong comes from. Okay, we're about maybe 15k from our destination, finally. And just in the nick of time, sorry it's a bit windy, which is kind of nice actually. It's been a hot ass day, and it's been hilly, and we ran out of water about 10k ago, so we kind of underestimated today, like not dangerously so. We had enough water for a couple of refills, but like, yeah, it's definitely inspired me to fill up all the water bottles tonight before we leave, just to be on the safe side. All right, 48-hour rest area open. Looks like it, yeah. So we just need to go to the office and pay up and check in.
It looks like there used to be a power plant.
Okay, so it looks like we're leaving again because supposedly they're all booked up. I don't know if it's a COVID thing, but supposedly they're only allowed 30 people staying here and they're fully booked. I mean, we were the only people here. We looked around, there was no one around, but I don't know if a bunch of people have booked and just aren't here yet. I guess we were the first ones there or something, but anyway, it's pretty disappointing. It's not what you need when you've just cycled 100k in the heat in the hills. So anyway, what can you do? We're just gonna have to like pony up and pay for a site at the caravan park, which is 30 bucks as opposed to 10, which kind of sucks. But hey, could be worse, I suppose. At least the caravan park will be somewhat secure and we can leave our stuff there and maybe have a little wander around town or something like that. All right, so we are absolutely cooked. We are spent, we are burnt, we are tired, but we drank massive bottles of electrolyte juice, and turns out there's a Domino's pizza in this town. And Domino's do a $5 pizza. So we're gonna go and gorge ourselves on pizza and then go to sleep really early.
Forgot I had that electrolyte juice on my bike.
Yeah, it didn't even touch the sides for me. All right, pizza time.
Okay, good morning. Today I think we're gonna set off a little bit earlier in an effort to try and beat the heat. Yesterday we were cycling out there in the peak of the midday sun, so today we're gonna try and get an early start to see if maybe we can wrap up the day by like lunchtime, maybe by like 1 o'clock or something like that. Bit less to do less to do than yesterday. Yesterday we did 100, today we're gonna do 70, so yeah, it's you know, it's accomplishable for sure.
That's a nice little barbecue area, eh? Yeah. No, the cabins are really nice, yeah. Okay, we're back on the road. Pretty decent caravan park, but I didn't sleep so well because they have like super bright floodlights all over the park. I don't know if that's a health and safety issue or something, but it was bloody bright. And I couldn't put like any sort of blindfold on or anything because it was really hot. And it was making me too sweaty, so not the best night's sleep. We didn't get away as early as we planned, but earlier than yesterday, and it's actually quite nice and cool at the minute. We're on track to be there for sort of lunchtime. If we can do that, if we can get there early, we should be able to dodge most of today's heat. The forecast reckons it's going to be as hot as yesterday, if not hotter, so this was definitely a good move. Today we not only have enough water, but there's going to be a stop on the way where we can actually refill. So already today's, we've learned from yesterday, and today's looking a lot more positive. Yeah, been working on the chain and the shifting all night, and yeah, it's kind of what I feared, which is that basically the cassette is too worn. And when I had my old chain on, that was fine because they'd sort of worn together. But when I took the old worn chain off and put a new one on, it's a new chain going on a worn cassette, and it's like jumping over the teeth where they've worn away. It's hard to describe, but basically, yeah, I should have changed the chain earlier. It's a bit of a rookie mistake. I thought I'd changed the chain within good time, but it appears the cassette was already too worn, and I should have just left that chain on until I got a new cassette, basically. So after riding for a bit, it seems that one of the adjustments I made last night actually did help a little bit with the whole skipping chain thing. I adjusted the B screw like as close in as I could get it without, you know, becoming an issue, in an attempt to, like, you know, kind of give me more wrap with the chain on the cassette. I figured maybe that would help with the skipping, and it has a little bit. Like, it's not remedied it completely, but it's like eliminated it in a couple of the cogs it was doing it in. It still skips in another couple of cogs, but yeah, it has helped. So another thing is this derailleur has a clutch, and I generally don't use the clutch because I like the feel of the clutch off. I find if you leave it off, the shifting's a lot lighter and a lot smoother. But I might just engage the clutch next time we stop and see if that helps hold the chain in place a little better as well. The cumulative effect of the B screw and the clutch might just be enough to stop this driving me crazy. Okay, so this here is the switch for the clutch. Just engage it, and oh, you can hear that ratchet and pawl clutch in there. We'll see if that maybe helps me out a little bit. So the other thing with the bike mechanically is obviously I needed to get that broken spoke fixed, and I didn't think it'd make much of a difference. I thought the bike felt different with the spoke broken. Like, I thought that like the rear end felt a bit softer somehow, like, and at first I thought maybe that was a psychological thing, but sure enough, I've had that spoke fixed, and the whole, it just feels like it rolls nicer. It's like, it's really hard to describe, but the rear end of the bike just feels fantastic. Like, what a difference it's made. So yeah, anyway, I'm glad I've got a couple of spare spokes now, so that next time it happens I can remedy it, you know, like that. Okay, we're a few K down the road now with the clutch on my derailleur engaged, and it seems to be doing the job. So there's a bit of a hack or a bodge, or some might call it a fix, that if you are stupid enough, like me, to put a brand new chain on a worn cassette and it's skipping over the teeth, adjust the B screw as tight as you can feasibly get it. Don't worry too much, because I mean, it's not like you're going to prematurely wear the cassette, and stick the clutch on if you have one, and yeah. So pretty soon, in maybe 20K or so, we're going to be arriving in Banana. There's actually a town called Banana. And I wish there was something cool to see there, but it doesn't really seem like there's anything in Banana. It's literally the name of the town. It just seems like, from an attractions point of view, that's like all it's got going for it. I guess we'll find out. We'll have a look around when we get there. We'll probably like take a break there. Yeah, it'll be sort of like the halfway point for today. Yeah, that's pretty ridiculous.
I'm glad this was here.
Okay, so already what we thought was going to be a short and easy day.
Got a flat! Woo!
Flat tire. All right, so we made it, you know, maybe 10 or 20k down the road, and the puncture has come back. The puncture was through an existing patch, so I put a patch over the top of it, hoping it might hold. Didn't hold. Worst thing is, the town's just over there. We can literally see the town, it's right there. Anyway, new tube time. And we're back off the road again because of another oversize. House.
Get back to all these guys.
All right, we made it to Banana finally, and we'd seen pictures of this statue of a bull and didn't really know what the score was of that. Turns out his name is Banana and the town is named after him. He was a prize bullock that died nearby, and in his memory they named the town after him. I'm not too sure why they named the town after this bull, what was so great about him, but anyway, that's the story. What have you found?
This lovely poem about Banana the Bull.
A poem?
Yeah.
In bygone days of the bullock drays, Banana led the team, an enormous yellow bullock who died beside a stream. The years have passed. Banana's creek tells of the bullock's fame, for a town grew up beside it, and Banana is its name.
Love it. How cute is that?
Bonnie has been to the servo for some supplies.
They actually have a little drive-in coffee place. I went there and got some quality sausage rolls.
Oh,
For David, not me.
hell
And I got
yeah.
some fruit, and I got some chips, and Gatorade or Powerade.
That's the money right there.
Ooh, yum.
Good work.
Thanks.
Okay, we're back on the road heading towards Moura, which will be where we're camping tonight. There's a campsite in the town which is $5 a night. I think it's like a Rotary Club run one. Or if we keep going another 8 or 9k out of town, there's a free one. So I think the plan is to check out the one in town, because we don't mind paying only $5 to camp. That's nothing. So we'll check the one out like in town, and if we don't like the look of it, then we'll push on to the free one. If the one in town looks all right, we'll just call it there. It's been a long day of mechanical issues. Well, not so much mechanical issues, just multiple punctures. In fact, as we were leaving town just there, we heard a dink, dink, dink as Bonnie's tire was rotating. We're like, oh no, please don't be a spoke or something like that. And we were pretty worried. Turns out she just ran over a bit of chewing gum, which she then stuck to something, and every time it came round it was like plinking on her mudguards. Some stones here. Moura's, what was it, meridian marker? Okay, so we're just coming into Moura now. We're not very far out, and we've spotted this little rest stop here at the side of the road where they have Moura's meridian markers. Like, you've probably seen that picture of the globe with the meridian lines, you know, those lines of like latitude and longitude. And they've decided to put a monument here on the meridian line that comes through Moura, which is really cool. Okay, so we have decided that we're just going to stay in Moura. We got to the campsite here and it's like, it's decent, it's fine, like it'll totally work. We're going to try and find ourselves a nice green grassy spot that's a little bit out of the wind. So the score is you're meant to go to the Mitre 10 and pay to camp here. Mitre 10 is closed because it's Saturday and for some reason shops in Australia like to close on a Saturday. So yeah, so I guess we either just pay them in the morning or not. We'll see. Anyway, yeah, we're gonna get set up and maybe have a little look around town. As we were about to set up the tent on the lovely green plush grass here, a gentleman, a fellow camper, came over and informed us that there are sprinklers here, and that is why the grass is so green and lovely. So unfortunately, it's really obvious like where they are, thankfully. Like you can see like the green mark where the sprinklers are having an effect. So we're just camping outside of the green zone. Which is great. Back into the dust again. Okay, camp is set.
Yay.
Are you doing your hair in the lens?
Yes.
Camp
I haven't
is...
seen a mirror in a while.
Yeah, they're hard to come by out here.
They are.
It's probably for the best.
Yeah,
at least
definitely.
For me. Okay, so we've set up camp, tent's all done. We feel pretty good about leaving it unattended for now because old mate that told us about the sprinklers is just hanging out back there, so I'm sure he'll deter any miscreants. So yeah, anyway, we're gonna go and have a wander around town. Supposedly there's some memorials to see. There's an Indian restaurant. Might need to check that guy out. And there's some silo art as well, which we'll
right
go
there.
find. Oh,
Yeah, it's across the street.
let's go have a look. Feels like ages since we've seen some silo art. We saw a bunch of it in WA, saw a little bit in South Australia. Yeah, but apparently it's a thing all the way up in Queensland too.
Well, it's and I know this because I did a survey for the Silo Art Foundation, but it's this like countrywide project they have to basically beautify small towns where you get these silos, and I love it. I think more towns should definitely get behind it.
I agree. Yeah, awesome. So there's a miners monument over here as well to all the miners that have died in the area. It's meant to be shaped sort of like a miner's hat, so yeah, we're going to go check that out as well. So it seems there were actually 3 separate disasters here. One in 1975, one in 1986, and another in 1994. with a bunch of guys dying in each of those, at least 12 or 13 in each, and a few deaths in between, just I guess just general mining accidents. Very unfortunate. Like, it seems this town's had a few tragedies over the years. All right, the Indian's closed until 5, so we're gonna go chill for a bit and then come back because it does look worth it.